Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is May 27, 2024. If you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get busy with it over here at moneymetals.com. I showed you where the spot prices end of the week. Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday. These are not available as far as live action is concerned, but they are where the prices landed on Friday. However, if you go here to metals.daily.com, yeah, things are moving pretty briskly, actually. What's interesting about this is that you get a perspective, a global perspective. So there's live gold prices. They have kilo, 100 grams, 10 grams, 1 gram, the British pound, the euro, and then the dollar. See, look at that. You'll see red, you'll see green. And then we go here, live spot price Europe, live gold price Americas, Asia, Africa, Middle East, and Australia. And it puts it in their dollars as well, or at least their currency, right? That's pretty cool. I showed you this. This is the bullion sales over at the United States Mint. They have 4 reporting days left. Well, 4 sales days left, and then they can report all the way into June or July, I would imagine. So that would be pretty interesting. Now let's go here to a really, an interesting article by Yahoo Finance. Well, at Yahoo Finance by Sienna Smith. She's some host, updated Saturday, May 25. And it's kind of frustrating to read an article like this, and I'll share what I've discovered. And maybe you can figure out right away what it is. Now, when people do writing, they'll make a statement, and then they'll back it up with 3 points that support that statement, and then they'll have a conclusion, all right? That's typically how writing is done. Now, obviously, if this is a TV show where there's a bunch of talking heads, they're not really going to be able to make a point, have 3 follow-up facts, and a conclusion with that. So you're going to get, and this is the drive-by media, as somebody used to say, all right, that they don't really have a whole lot of time to do explanations of what they're talking about. And here is a perfect example of that, right? So in this article, you're going to see it right away, right off the bat, all right? Now, the title of this article from Yahoo Finance is The Great Reflation, Why the Silver and Gold Trade Has Further Upside. Absolutely. No doubt about it in my mind. I concur. Now, here we go. Did I say something? Anyway, there may be more pots of gold at the end of this market's rainbow. At the end of this, when is the end of this market, right? The commodity frenzy took a breather this week as cooling demand from China and hawkish Fed commentary prompted investors to cash in on the recent surge in prices. Now, folks, do you see that? Cooling demand from China. So that was just a statement out of the blue, right? Just wait, what? China? Because we all know China is buying up gold like there's no tomorrow. We know that. So is this article saying that China is actually not buying as much gold as they have in the past? That's a pretty serious statement, and I would like to see some evidence, that points out to that, because let's see here. Let's just do this. Cooling demand from China. Let's just go ahead and search the Google machine, and when it says, to keep cool, China's population snapped up a record volume of air conditioning. Wait a minute. That's air conditioning news. China's biggest air conditioner producer, fueling exponential demand for cooling system. Kind of makes you wonder if if that's off the hip and off the cuff right there. Yeah. I think it is. And then hawkish Fed commentary basically means that they're not going to be lowering any rates anytime soon. And when they do lower the rates, I think that's when we have to go parabolic with the gold and silver prices. Now it says here, but despite recent declines, Wall Street pros remain focused on the long-term story in commodities. Yeah, absolutely. I think copper, look, there are some really interesting things happening here in the world of gold, silver, and other metals, especially the strategic metals. We've talked about nickel, we've talked about copper, and they're used in ways nowadays that we didn't use 50, maybe even 30 years ago, right? Think about that. How are we using copper now as opposed to, we are using it for wiring, right? But we use nickel for batteries, more batteries than ever now. For drones, EVs, right? Electric vehicles. Something's going to give here, folks. Now, but despite recent declines, Wall Street pros remain focused. I already did that. They're telling Yahoo Finance that the fundamentals are still strong, and I do believe that because, let's face it, there's 27 wars going on right now. The economies are trying to get back up and running, and that's going to activate some of the demand we have for these silver, gold, and other precious metals, but not only precious metals, but strategic metals, okay? These are the ones that are used for green revolution. All right, here we go. And they're confident the record-setting rally will continue. Yeah, I think so too. There's reason to believe the Great Reflation trade has more room to run. Jonathan Krinsky, BTIG's chief market technician, told Yahoo Finance. He points to the recent outperformance of silver relative to gold as an indication of a strong, healthy precious metal bull market. He remains bullish and thinks gold has yet to reach its final high. Is there really a final high? Really? I mean, it's just, is there a finite amount of time that we have that we're looking at? There's nothing in the price chart of gold that suggests a final top is in. And I think that's really what they are talking about. It is that final high is, well, that top until we have to that correction, right? So far this year, gold futures have jumped 12% compared to silver's 27% gain. That's amazing. However, what's interesting, they don't talk about the few months before the turn of the new year. So if you started buying gold in, let's say, September, October of last year, well, you're probably going to see higher than a 27% gain there, okay? So that's a little disingenuous, but we're talking about this year. And copper, which has outperformed both silver and gold in 2024, pushed above $11,000 a ton for the first time ever this week. Remember, we've been talking about that. That's a big deal. And I think Dr. Copper, like everybody talks about, is how, well, it's the gauge on the economy. It's the way people look at the health of the economy. That's why I call it a doctor. The metal has caught fire with investors amid bets it will play a pivotal role in a transition to renewables, EVs, along with data center build-outs due to AI. Isn't that something? Yep. Now, what you really have is a commodity supercycle that started 4 years ago, and I agree with that, and you probably have another 6 to 10 years left of really strong performance. And I think what that means is, 2030 is a big target year, folks, for the transition. So here we are in 2024. That's that 6 to 10 years right there he's talking about. The bullish sentiment appears to be gaining traction on Wall Street. Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I have purchased a stock, and it's ICLN, I think it is. ICLN. There it is. I just totally missed it. ICLN. There you go. And it's part of the green movement. And I like it. I like it a lot. And look at that. Bam. So I do own this stock. It is a clean energy ETF. And I do believe, 6 more years, right? So that's incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, that bullish settlement. Bank of America's head of metals research, Michael Widmer, told Yahoo Finance that copper looks very strong on a fundamental basis, and investors should use any consolidation as a buying opportunity. I think the structural bull case for the copper market remains in place, Widmer said. This is firmly buy the dip market. Hey, I like that. Did you buy the dip last week, folks? Maybe some of you did. Maybe some of you didn't. It's easy to get spooked in the precious metal market. Money's tight for some people. A lot of people don't have throwaway money to take a hit like that, right? Widmer and his team see copper prices rallying more than 25% from current levels in 2025 to reach an average of $12,000 per ton. That's amazing. For investors looking to jump in and play this bullish calls on metals, Bank of America, yada, yada. Economic growth in the U.S. remains supportive to commodities demand. Deutsche Bank and U.S. Chief Economist Matthew Lazzetti shares his economic outlook on the latest opening bid podcast. You can listen to that below. So, folks, there are some really good signs in the economy right now, especially for the green market. They're mandated to make that change. Mandated means they have to do it. It's like a declaration, right? So I talked about the cooling demand from China. I don't get it, whatever. But here, look at this. This is from the Royal Mint, all right? And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Does the United States Mint ever get a perspective like this? I mean, would the United States Mint ever have a story like this? China's central bank's gold buying spree. What it might mean for investors. What? Yeah. I'm going to leave a link in the description for this. This is just way too cool. Look at that. That's a picture of Shanghai. That's the TV tower right there on the, it was at the Yellow River, the Yangtze River right there. Beautiful shot. I always wanted to go there one day. Anyway, so there it is. That's the article I'm going to leave in there. It says recent data, China's impressive gold accumulation, substantial 155 tons, according to the Kitco News report. And let's just go a little bit further down here. The Gold Council, look, here we go. China's impact on the gold market. Robust demand for gold has contributed to significant price movements in the gold market. Increased demand from central banks, including China, has bolstered gold's resilience at a time when the U.S. dollar index is at a 6-month high. That's incredible, right? And the bond yields are at 16-year highs, about 4.35%. That's incredible as well, folks. So we are in some interesting times, like a lot of interesting times going on in a lot of different ways from a lot of different perspectives. Okay, so it's up to us, you, me, individually, to figure out what works for us and what doesn't. Now let's go to those plus ones. Bam! This is the Golden Mean, and this is by saʿadia ben Yosef Gaon. I don't even know. But it's the golden mean, and the golden mean is to love this world, right? Do good in life and aspire to the world to come. Yeah. All right, here we go with the 3 9's fine 99.9. This is the Beach Boys. Yeah, and this is the greatest hit. You got Kokomo, Good Vibrations, I Get Around, California Dreamin', Wouldn't It Be Nice, Surfing USA, Don't Worry Baby, Fun, 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 you know the one, the rest. I Can Hear Music, California Girls, Darling, Help Me, Rhonda, Barbara Ann, Little Deuce Scoop, Surfing Safari. I think that's supposed to be Surfer Girl, not Surfer Furl. 409, that's a good one. Anyway, the Beach Boys has a documentary on Disney Plus right now, and this is exactly what made me say, you know what? I think I need to hear some Beach Boys. So with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, hey, sub the channel. It is free. And I'm not going to be doing a show today as I'll be headed out. I apologize.